Good night and welcome to the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. We're here. It's the SSPL. It's the T20 Cricket Fiesta Finals, T20 Finals. And the finals, it's taking place here. It's going to be Woodland FC versus Nazarite. Just to update you on the toss, I believe Woodland won the toss and elected to bowl first. Nazarite won the toss and elected to bowl first. So taking strike at the moment, we have the Woodland batters in Keon and Terence. So Terence is on strike. No, Keon is on strike at the moment. Good start here from the bowler. Good start from the bowler, Mitchell. And Mitchell runs away from this one. This one is worked away into the onside behind square. They're going to get one. They're going to come back quite easily for two. Ball runs close to the boundary, but it's just 2 runs in the end. So good start here by Mitchell. As I welcome Liam Manchon.
Good afternoon to you, Ronnie, and good night to all of our viewers around who are locked on and taking in the action here. Two without loss. Had a bit of a delay because of the rain. This one's in the air, straight to the man at short mid wicket, and Celestin has to go. And the Nazarite strike first in the final.
Yeah, that's a big blow. Their first blow goes to that's Nazarite. This one, again, not too short, trying to pull that one off the front foot, just kind of trying to rock back onto the back foot, not getting the contact, hitting the inner half of the bat, straight to the fielder at that mid wicket, and the first wicket goes down. There's a bit of information on Terence. Scored 100 in the last game.
So he's in some
So he's
form.
in some form. So Nazarite would be aware of that. They would want to get him early, get him back into the sheds early. But coming to the wicket now, well, is a man who's known by a lot. The man Andre Brong, also known as Brongy, and who played at a stint on the national team as well. So he is a very good all-round cricketer. And in his time, he would still claim to be the best, but in his time, definitely was the best fielder around. And now he comes to the crease, losing an early wicket. So early breakthrough here for Nazarite.
I don't think he would have expected to be out there this early, but he will be grasping on the opportunity to get a big score in the final.
Yeah, definitely. Batting first, you want to get that score. You want to get a big score up front. Put that additional scoreboard pressure on the team chasing. Mitchell, this one, it's a good length outside your thumb left alone. So yeah, that's what you want to do. Put a good score on the board. And when you're chasing, you're always aware of that required run rate. When it start to drums, that's when the batters start to get a bit worried, a bit jittery. You start to play shots you would not play. And that creates wickets. At the moment, Mitchell going really well. This one, keen outside the off stump, played into the offside. No run. So good start. Good end to the over. At the end of one, it's 2 for 1.
Yeah, good start there from Mitchell, and it's a bit tough for the batsman to score from early on because there's not much pace on the ball, and this wicket tends to be a bit on the slower side as well. So at this point, they've got to just try to rotate the strike early on when they're not getting the balls to put away. That was a really good start from Mitchell.
Well, if I could throw in a little X factor there, we had a bit of rain just prior to the start of the match. So that will play a part as well. The outfield may not be as dry. The ball may hold up a bit. Also, a little bit of moisture, through the covers on the wicket may skate through a bit. So a lot of factors to take into consideration. But seems to be playing pretty good so far from that first over. Seem to be skidding on a bit. A little bounce too we saw from Mitchell.
So the opening bowler from the southern end is going to be Niga Smith, and he is a player that he's had some experience at Premiership level, Premier 2 level in Trinidad and Tobago. He would have played for Club Sando at a point in time. this season before leaving. So he is in now with the new ball in hand. Left hand orthodox, in fact, right hand off spinner. Starts off with a short ball and Terence Mann misses out there.
Well, I think he was shocked as well when he saw that delivery. So that maybe, so he thought maybe, he was expecting a better delivery, and then just so happened this ball came so short. He was probably on the front for trying to pull that one.
All the time, hit straight down the ground from Nanan, a powerful shot. And the fielder at long off does a brilliant job. And they will just get a single. And that was a good bit of work from the man down there. And just coming to hear that nigga Smith in the last game picked up 3 for 12. So he's coming in to a bit of form. And I don't think that first ball is anything to judge him by.
Yeah, I'm definitely right. But it's again, Nanan. It's good to have him off strike. They would want him off strike, knowing what he did in the previous game, in hitting and scoring 100 in 20 overs. That's some big hitting. He seems to be a powerful guy. Could see him there.
Yeah, definitely. He played in the Dream 11 T10 Blast as well before, so he's got some experience against uh, some of the best players in Trinidad and Tobago. So Smith continues to hold a good line here to Brown. He has not been able to get off the mark just yet.
Oh, that's an excellent piece of fielding that we saw early on, denying a boundary there for Nanan. So it's a good start here by Nazarites. And again, well, Rongy here just taking his time. He's yet to get off the mark, already faced 5 deliveries. But because losing that early wicket, he just wants to give himself a little time to get in. He can be dangerous at the back end, but he has to make use of this start. Again, just well forward, showing respect to the bowler. And I think he picked up 3 wickets in the previous game. So just showing some respect to the bowler. At the end of 2 was Woodland. They are 3 for 1.
Yeah, good start there from Smith. He's bowling quite quick into the wicket and not really giving the ball any air, not allowing Brown to get forward and hit the ball down the ground. Just kind of forcing him onto the back foot. So it's a good start. And at the moment, the Nazarites would feel like they're on top of the world at the end of 2 in a T20 game, 3 runs on loan on the board. And they've already managed to break the opening partnership. And there's something to note, though, they've got Satra and Rambaran
Yeah.
in this Woodland lineup, so I don't think they'll be too worried because he's that X factor player that you have that he can really turn it up,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he's in some form as well. He's got an unbeaten 100 in the last game as well, so he is coming into this game in a lot of form, and it's a ground that he's familiar with. He's played a lot of cricket here, so
Yeah, definitely. So it's going to be Mitchell to continue. In this one, pitched up a bit, just moving away slightly from the right-hander. Excellent delivery. So Mitchell has found his rhythm and his line and length early here, causing a lot of problem. And remember, he's bowling to Nanan, who scored 100 in the previous game. So he really in some form. And to be beaten the bat of Nanan, it shows that you are really bowling well. And you could see it again. Yeah, that one just shifting away.
so in the air and down to deep extra cover. Man, I'm just happy to take one.
Yeah, at the moment it's stay at the non-striker's end. The ball is doing some because there's a bit of moisture. It's a bit overcast, so the ball will do something, and you can see that one again. Well, the keeper did went up. He went up a bit, thinking maybe there's an outside edge. It did pass close to the edge of the bat, but no harm done.
He is to Brown. Brown is cutting this one. And a good stop from the man coming in at short third man, but does not prevent the single. So Brown is off the mark finally. It's taken him 7 deliveries.
Only
But
7 deliveries.
he's an experienced player, so he would know that it's going to get easier the longer that he bats.
Yeah, definitely. And the players, they on the outfield, they are going to enjoy themselves because they wouldn't have been accustomed playing on this sort of outfield in the regular season leading up to this final. So this would be nice. You would see them probably throwing themselves around, you know, and with the bit of rain, it would be soft. It wouldn't be too hard. So should see some good fielding, hopefully.
The outfield is a bit heavy at the moment. It's not really flowing as we have grown accustomed to here at the Maranara Cricket Academy.
Change in feeling. There's a mid wicket in for Nanan. Oh, this one is pitched up, and Nanan is on the front foot. He's, I think, wary of that fielder that just went to that mid wicket, short mid wicket. So maybe normally he would have looked to flick that one through that mid wicket region. But good captaincy in just, plugging that gap there, forcing Nanan to really think about which shot he has to play and showing a lot of respect for Mitchell as well, who's bowling really well at this point in time. This time he's on the back foot, cutting that one straight to that point fielder. They set off quickly for a single and get through easily in the end. Yeah, there
I
was
think they've got to target the end of Nana, and he's definitely the slower runner of the two. So I think it's something for the Nazarites to keep their eyes on. He's not really looking to run twos either. Once he hits the ball down the ground, he's settling for one very early.
yeah, well, Brongy was in quite easily in the end.
Oh, has a drive at this one again, but just too wide. Can't make any connection. And another good over from Mitchell at the end of the third is 6 for 1. Mitchell 2 overs, 1 for 5. Can't have so much more from a new ball bowler.
Correct. And again, Andre Brown there was foot down the ground, looking to play a cut shot on the offside, not in any position to really play that shot, had fallen away. So just trying to pull away and play that. Had he stood his ground, probably wait on the back foot, looking to just, with a more horizontal bat rather than a vertical bat, maybe he would have made proper contact. But, well, it seems like he's asking for a bat, is it? Bat seems to not be working for it.
Well, I'm not going to believe the bat at this stage. He just hasn't really gotten himself set just yet. And there is going to be a change in bowling from the southern end. And it looks like it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be Irwin Dick from the southern end. And he is going to want to continue this good start that the Nazarites have had.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to let up the pressure. I mean, after 3 overs, you have the team 6 for 1, and what the opener back in the pavilion. So you want to maintain at least if they could maintain this pressure for the first 6 overs in that power play with a relaxed feel, you could apply even more pressure.
Good start, right on spot. And Nanan will know that his role has now become magnified a bit with the fall of the early wicket. They need him to score. They need him to bat long as well.
Well, I believe they need to see out this power play. If the two of them could just stay there and see as much as they can get, and then look to unleash maybe afterward, because one has to go. Two of them cannot play the way they are right now. Yes, we saw a big shot from Nanan there, but again, two of them cannot, push the ball around. One has to go.
But
And I said, Nanan is just, probably just set batter. He scored 100 in the previous game. Maybe he should be the one to look to be a little bit aggressive.
yeah, well, I think that's his natural game as well. He likes to play shots. He likes to feel bat on ball. And you could have seen by some of the shots that he's played so far that he's looking for that big shot. He's just not making connection. But he gets away with this one. And it hits his over backward square, picks up his first boundary. And the first boundary of the innings. Terence Nanan is off and running now.
Yeah, definitely. And that was a good shot. And he pulled that one off that middle leg line. It wasn't too short, but he was quickly onto it on the back foot, just swiveling nicely and pulling that one. All he had to do was beat that fielder who was just behind square inside the circle. And he did that relatively easy, picking up his boundary. So he gets going now. 7 from 9 deliveries. But again, release of the pressure there by Dick.
And he's driving this one, but straight to the man at short cover. That's Mike Smith. And he can't get past him.
That was a better shot, hitting that one on the up, but looking for more power and placement and end up hitting it straight to the fielder. You have to be careful. Maybe just look for, rein the power in a bit. Turn it down a bit. Look for placement. Remember, we're in the power play. You beat the inner field, you could pick up boundaries.
Well, he's looking to pull this one, but it sort of sat up because maybe it was a slow delivery, or
Yeah.
it could be to do with the fact that the pitch is a bit slower. And he was through the shot way before the ball got to him.
Looked like a slow ball bouncer. He was through the shot before. Look at that. This was the shot previously that he was driven straight to the fielder. The short ball, it was through the shot before the ball arrived.
And this time it's a big drive when he's put the outside edge and runs into the third man boundary for 4. So unlucky for the Nazarites, but a good over in comparison for Woodland. They pick up 8 runs in the over and they take the score to 14.
Yeah, a bit short and wide, and Nanan looked to throw the entire kitchen sink at that one. It was a freebie pretty much for him.
I think he's only French as well.
Well, the entire kitchen went there. But managed to get the outside edge, but the fielder that was there at that sort of second slip had no chance at all. And he picks up another boundary. So, yeah, 14 for 1 after 4. Good over. 8 runs coming off that over 2 boundaries. And maybe that's a start that they were looking for in terms of,
Yeah. So just to preface, in this over, the 5th over and the 10th over of this innings is going to be double runs. So whatever they score, our scorers here are going to have to double it. A bit of pressure on me.
that's good.
I have to
Very good.
remember that.
Very good.
It's a good
Excellent work.
initiative. It adds some excitement to the game.
Yeah, that's excellent.
And there's a bit of strategy as well. We saw Nigel Smith bowl a very good over in the previous over, and I was trying to think why would they have taken him off, but he's going to come in now to bowl the 5th over because you want to be as tight as possible in this double or nothing over.
Yeah, but again, yes, it's double or nothing, but you can't be too outrageous in your shot making because you don't want to give away a wicket as well. So he has to be very careful. He has to find that balance. Let's see. Looking for it was Andre Brown. Not getting the contact that he was looking for. He squirts out into the onside and he picks up an easy single. So let's see how Nanan. I think this is perfect for Nanan. So it has 2 runs because it's double.
Well, there's going to be a switch of strike. Andre Brown is not going to be able to retain the strike.
So
Can you imagine if somebody comes in to bowl this over and gets it for 36?
wow. I wouldn't want to be a bowler, really.
This time flicked away, but straight to the man down at deep mid wicket. And we'll leave that Silas Cooper out there.
So again, look into this, work it into the onside. Maybe could have played it a little later, get it a little finer, would have been able to pick up a boundary. Because just that one field out on that deep mid wicket boundary, and he just has to beat that fielder.
This time it's down the leg side. Leg byes is the immediate signal from the umpire, and they're gonna run and pick up. Was it 2?
Yes, 2 runs.
Yeah, so
So
2
it's
leg
double.
byes. So it's gonna be 4 leg byes.
So that's good. And you have to give credit to Andre Brown there. He pushed for that second. He immediately turned quickly for the first and called Nanan back for that second. So that is good cricket. You want to maximize, get as much as possible. Remember the runs is doubled.
Oh, this time it's high in the air and just over the man at your third man. So Andre Brown lives to fight another day.
Well, I think he was lucky there because the fielder misjudged that totally. He stood there, he would move, initial movements was forward, thinking that it was coming to him, and then realized that it was going over his head. Let's have a look. Oh, can't see it from the replay, but initially his movement was forward. Then he had to go back.
This time it hit the man at cover. Good piece of fielding there. So Nana has hit the ball pretty hard, but he's been finding the fielders a lot. So he's not really gotten himself off to the flyer that he did in the semi-final. This time it's hit straight, it's hit hard, and one bounce into the boundary for 4.
Well, he was looking for a maximum there, and remember, if you hit a maximum, you're gonna get $100. So he's looking for that maximum. And hear this: if you hit a maximum, the money girl is gonna run out to the field and give you your money on the spot. What about that, Liam? What about that? Could I get a game? If I had known that, I would have signed up to play with one of these teams. I'm sure I would have at least 2 6s.
I'm not sure if they would have picked you. Yeah, that's what you have to
Come
consider.
on, come on. Of course I would get picked. Come on, I would be in the top, maybe 4.
The top 4
What's
of the
that?
bottom half,
We'll
probably.
ignore the comments on the back of this. Come on.
I think you would have been good at the presentation, and that's
Um,
probably about it.
and then if somebody is clean bowl, the bowler is gonna get 100. If you hit the wicket directly as a fielder and there's a run out, you're gonna get $100. Also a hat trick, you're gonna get $100. And
I think that hat trick rule is a bit unfair.
I agree
think
with you. I was about to say that.
I think you deserve at least 300.
300. I agree with you. I agree with you on that. It's unfair. You just hit a wicket and you get $100. I get 3 wickets and I only getting 100. Come on, that's not fair. See, it's hard being a bowler.
It always is. You could see it from the ongoing IPL. The grounds are tiny. They already. It's just a difficult time to be a bowler in T10 and T20 cricket at the moment.
Yeah, I know it's tough. It's tough. But what do you do? As an all-rounder, you can make up with it. So I know you don't know what that's like, but I'm just telling you, as an all-rounder, you can make up with the bat. Sorry, Leah. My apologies. I heard you're doing good things with the bat of recent, so.
So we are back to normal cricketing proceedings. That is just going to be 1 run. So Brown is off strike. He's on to 6 of 13 now. Nanan, on the other hand, is starting to heat up a bit. He's hit 3 boundaries now, and he is on to 17.
Yeah, well, one of them have to go now. Yeah, it's the last over of the power play. Maybe they'll play it safe for this over, but after this, they need to go. One has to go. You can't just keep playing around getting 6, 7 runs and over.
Oh, you've driven this one hard, but straight to the man at extra cover.
Again, looking for too much power, Nanan. Just trying to hit the leather of the ball at the moment and not just looking to place it in the gap. It's still in the power play. If he had placed that anyway in the gap there, he would have gotten 4 runs. There's no one on the outside except the long off fielder.
Oh, you hit this one hard and straight once more, but the man at long off does the fielding to get 1.
So again, just trying to hit the ball a bit too hard. Maybe it's not coming on as he would expect. A bit slower. So he has to be careful. He has to hold back a little bit, turn on the power a bit. Remember, when you clean and you bat, and you have to bat based on the conditions that is out there, not on what you are accustomed to. So it's going to be this time. Brown is looking to guide this one into the offside. Straight to the fielder at cover point. No run. So things getting tight here. 38. It's not a bad power play. Having lost just 1 wicket. But scoring 38, they would have wanted to maybe score a bit more. Especially in that 5th over. Again, this one just short outside the stump. And Brown is looking to hit this one through mid wicket. And the score at the moment, it's 34 for 1 after 6. So that's the end of the power play. It's not a bad power play for the Woodland, but I think Nazarite, they would be more happy with that power play. Just going for 6.3 runs per over and also picking up an important wicket. they would be happy with that. So you could see the signal from the umpire. We're into the second power play. 34 for 1. Yeah, so we're back here. 34, yeah. So we're going, remember, we're in there just out of the power play. It's the seventh over. We are going to bowl. It's 34 for 1 at the moment. So it's going to have a change in bowling. It's going to be Marchand. So it's going to be Marchand to take up the attack, and that's a good start. A Yorker length delivery, but well dogged out by Nanan. And finally, they decided that they realized that Nanan is the slower batter of the two, and they threw the ball to his end. So, so the score moves up by 135 for 1 at the moment. So this is not bad. But as I said before, now one batter has to go. But Machan, he's doing a good job here. The second delivery again, just keeping the ball up to the batter, not allowing the batter to really go over the top. No, one. So Marchand again. This one again, good length outside the off stump and just working it into the on in the offside. So Andre Brown just struggling a bit here to find his rhythm, to find his scoring. He's 6 from 17 deliveries. And he needs to really look to try and at least work the ball around. Get a single and get Nana on strike. Nana is 23 from 18. This time it's short, pulled away behind square. Is it going to run away into the boundary? That's excellent work by the fielder at that deep backward square boundary. And they get 2 runs. So that's excellent fielding. He had to do a lot of work. It seems like he was going to be second in that race with the ball, but he just threw himself there and got enough. Well, it's kind of wet out there, so probably just skate across the field.
Yeah,
Look at that.
it
That's
definitely
excellent
helped.
work.
One thing I'll tell you is what I've noticed that fielders tend to become the best version of themselves at the Brian Cricket Academy because usually these guys will be playing in grounds around South that are not going to be the highest quality, and this is an international a T20 international venue. So when you get an opportunity like this and you get some good artificial grass like this, you don't want to stay on your feet. You have to lie down on the ground. This it brings out the best of the fielders because they don't know when next they're gonna get the opportunity to play on a surface like this with an outfield like this as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And at the end of that 7 overs, Woodland FC, they are 38 for 1. Terrence Nallen, he's on 23 from 18, and Andre Brown on 9. And that brings me to a nice story, Liam. Before they played the first game, officially opened the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, they played a couple warm-up games here. And it so happened they played on the 15 game, Central against Southeast. And I'll tell you, so the ground was there, was prepared, everything was good. Just working on the pitch to get it prepared for regional games. And the Central boys, as soon as they reached, they saw the people, they were so happy. At least 4 of them ran out to the field and started to roll on the grass. They were literally rolling on the grass. And exactly what you said, they said that they don't know when next they would get the opportunity to go on that field and, be on the grass or feel the grass more. So they were literally rolling on the ground. I had to call them and tell them, guys, come and sit down on this.
Sounds a lot like Kyle Kisunat.
He was one.
I can almost be sure about that. He still does that and he's played here about 100 times.
Yeah, definitely one. But it shows, the exposure to these sort of facilities. It says a lot for these guys. And as you rightly said, they wouldn't have been exposed to these sort of conditions, these sort of grounds and outfield. And it's something, they would relish to be playing on. So Dick continues. He has bowled 2 overs for 10 runs. So he has really bowled well.
It looks like Villafana actually is the new bowler.
So my apologies to Villafana. So he takes up the attack now from the southern end. Bowling to Andre Brown. Started well again. So it seemed there's something in the wicket. It seemed to be a bit of movement. And the bowlers, the faster bowlers in particular, are getting a bit of movement. Because the likes of Andre Brown, who's naturally aggressive, to be just pushing forward, pushing the ball back to the bowler, or coming forward and just blocking. It shows that there's something there, something is happening. So bowlers need to take full advantage here, and they're doing well. I must. This one is down the leg side, wide signal by the umpire.
The commentators could
Yeah,
come into effect there.
definitely. But you have to give credit to the bowlers. They have been pitching the ball up. They realize that they are getting something off the pitch, and they're using it wisely. They're pitching the ball up. They're getting it to move a bit and making it difficult for the batters. So this is smart from the Nazarite bowlers here. Again, pitched up delivery and a bit too full this time.
It's
Andre
right up
Brown.
in the block hole, so Brown was not able to get underneath it and clear the ropes, but it's not a bad ball at all.
Yeah, it's not a bad ball. Again, it shows that something is happening in terms of they're trying to go over the top, trying to hit the ball over the top, but he got the inner half of the bat really. And again, this one just another well, no run actually. So it has been a good over. Apart from that wide, they haven't been able to score any runs off the bat. So Villafana to continue this one. He's up on one leg, whipping this one behind square, and he picks up his first boundary. Andre Brown moves to 13 again. That's a sort of trademark Brian Lara shot. It's the right-handed version.
It seems to be in his own stadium. It's a good shot there from Brown. He finally is starting to get on with things. 13 of 25 now. He needs to be scoring a bit quicker than this. Yes, you've got the option of Satran Rambran, who's probably going to come in at number 4, but you don't want to leave too much up to him. You want to, give him a good platform to go off.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. And that dot delivery brings an end to the over after 8 overs. Woodland, they are 43 for 1. Andre Brown, he's on 13 from 26, and Terrence Nunnan, he's on 23 from 18 deliveries. So something has to give now. It's already 8 overs. You are scoring at 5, less than a run a ball. Your projected score is 108. You definitely don't want to be in that region. You want to be at least 150 and above to give yourself a chance because you're not sure about the weather conditions. You have to cater for that. And the less runs you score makes it easier for them to get in if there's a rain interruption. So you have to try and see if you can get as much as possible. And you're right, you have a lot of batters in shed, only 1 wicket down. So maybe they're trying to see it. We don't know what's their plan. See it through to the 10th over, and then probably they could unleash a bit. But
I think maybe they're looking at in that 10th over to really go at it because once again the 10th over is going to be double runs.
Yeah.
So I think that is what they're probably aiming at. We are approaching the 10th over, just one over to go before then. March on to continue. And the Nanan through everything at that one and misses out.
Again, Nanan, it just seemed to be all power at the moment. No timing. The front foot just goes down the wicket and just throws the hand at the ball. Maybe it's not the right approach because he has been trying that for the past, 8 overs, and it hasn't been successful. Probably need to just take it back a bit. And this is where the experience of Andrew Brown should come in. Just go down to the wicket, have a chat. In between the overs, have a chat with Nana and say, okay, the wicket is not as fast as we expected. It's a bit slow. Maybe we need to play a different way.
Was pitched up and hit straight down the ground to Negus Smith for a single. So Nanan still not able to really get going here. 24 of 20. He's not been bad, but he'd want to take that step further, try to get this innings off and running. But credit to the bowlers. It was a good delivery, a Yorker length delivery off the inner portion of the bat. And, another single for Andrew Brown. 14 of 27 now.
And again, March and Neil in the Yorker. That's probably the third Yorker he has nailed in his spell so far. And that's really good bowling. So he has been pitching the ball up. He has been getting some movement. And also he tried that Yorker. He's getting nail in that Yorker. So this is good for him. He shows some variation here. This one is it in the air. It hasn't got the power. The fielder runs in, takes the catch in the end, and the celebration from Martin there. I'm not sure what the celebration is about, but there's some sort of celebration to the batter. Probably a little send off for him. And again, same thing we were saying. Nanan keep trying to hit the ball hard, and not getting any timing. This one he played a bit too early, got the bottom edge of the bat, and spooned a nice catch in the air. The fielder did well, give him credit, did well to run in, settle himself, and took an easy catch in the end.
Oh, the new batsman's going to be Satran Rambaran, and he has a job on his hands here. But I think he'll be very happy to come in. He'll be very happy to come in at this stage because the 10th over is approaching. So whatever he gets in that next over is going to be double. He would be looking forward to that he gets the opportunity to bat in a stage like this. But good catch in the end there from Smith. It was up in the air for a while, and he did well to settle underneath it.
Yeah, definitely. He did well. And again, that's the second wicket. So the two openers back in the shed. But as you mentioned, it brings in Satrahan Ramran, experienced cricketer. As you mentioned, played on this ground in a number of those Dream 11 tournaments.
He was the top scorer in a lot of those tournaments. He plays obviously for Clark Road in the TTCB Premiership 1, which has just been called off. There's no more
Yeah,
50 over cricket. The tournament has been called off due to the inclement weather that we've had around. And, I'm also a part of that club, so, it's disappointing for guys like Satran, who he had such high expectations of himself going into this 50 over tournament. So I know he's one of those guys, he loves cricket. He lives,
yeah, yeah.
sleeps, and breathes cricket. And he is someone who, it definitely would have disappointed him a lot. But he is still finding some cricket to play. He's here as an invitational player. And he is going to look to get going here early. He's off for a quick single at misfield. And he is able to get through for a single. If that was collected cleanly, he was in a lot of trouble at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That was poor judge run there. Yeah, but the thing about it, it was a lot of yes, no, yes, no. So Satrahan, he looked up, he was looking for the run. Brongy then decided, okay, he's going to run. Then Satrahan decided he's going to go, and they eventually got through. But you're right. Had the fielder collected cleanly, he would have been in some trouble.
And Brown driving this one down the ground for a single to complete the ninth over. At the end of 9:47 for two, and the big over is upon us. Double or nothing. Well, it's not double or nothing because it's really just double.
Double.
Every run scored in this 10th over is going to be uh, two. Every single is going to be double. Every run that's scored is going to be double the amount. So Rambaran and Brown would look to take full advantage. And the bowler of this over, it looks as if it's going to be Wick. He's going to
Yeah.
return 2 overs, none for 10. Not bad at all. Now we've yet to see the money girls come out, um, because every time you would have mentioned it earlier, every six that's hit, they would immediately come onto the field and hand the batsman $100 in his pocket to bat with. And for every clean bowl and every direct hit run out, as well as hat trick, they would get they would come out and give you $100. So you've yet to see them in action.
Well, I wonder if these players are looking for a financial manager. I can collect it for them rather than the girls run out to the field. I can collect it for them, for a small percentage, of course.
Thinking this life is free.
Of course not. Small percentage. And, uh, 10, 20%,
30 or 40 rather than what you.
No, come on. Come on. You're killing the players now.
Here comes Owen. And, oh, that one almost chopping onto his thumbs. Looking to get a bit cute there was Andre Brown, and almost led to his detriment. Good bowling from Owen Dick so far.
Yeah, that one came back in sharply to Andre Brown, and he was looking. You almost thought that he was going to get a bowl, and you would have seen the girls running out with $100 for him, but just bounced over the stumps. So no money being given away at the moment.
Oh, he opens the face again. That's a brilliant bit of fielding from that man at backward point. And it seems to be the opening bowler, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Throwing his frame there. So they get one, but it's actually going to be 2 runs added to the total. And that gives Rambaran 3 deliveries to try to maximize this over.
Yeah, so it has been an excellent over. Being, as you say, if you want to call it the money over, since money has been shared all around. So it's double runs. So they want to maximize as much as possible. They haven't been able to do as far with 2 dot ball and just a single, but being doubled. So stick to continue. Again,
Nails that
excellent.
Yorker.
And we keep seeing that. I mention it. And I mentioned it before in terms of that was Marchant nailing those Yorkers. And here we see again. So seem to be a well-oiled bowling unit.
Rambaran straight to the man. No run. So obviously Rambaran coming off 100, an unbeaten 107 in the last game. He's gonna want to translate that into this game, but he's not gonna have as much time. And also this is a much better bowling unit. Um, when you bowl in the fifth and 10th over in this game, it's almost as if you're bowling a death over. You want to try to minimize. You want to try to bowl your Yorkers, your wide Yorkers, slower balls, and not allow runs. 3 dots to finish. It's an excellent over. Just 2 runs off it in the end. At the end of 10, it's 49 for 2.
Yeah, excellent over there from Erwin Dick. True, it was just 12 runs. And remember, as you say, it's the double over, double run over, and just scoring a single, getting 2 runs in the end. So that is excellent. And he was bowling the last 3 deliveries, bowling to a batter who scored 100 in the previous match. So it's not like if he wasn't in any form or anything like that. So that shows how good the bowling has been so far. And the current run rate is 4.9 actually. So at this rate, they're not going to get 100, and they have to be wary of that. So it's going to be this last 10 overs here is very critical here for Woodland. Are they going to take the chance? And remember, by taking chances, looking for big shots, it creates opportunities for wickets as well.
You're right about that. In comes Marchand and Brown looking to go big. It's high. It's in the air, and the fielder at long off could just keep it away from going for four, and they pick up 2 runs.
Well, it was an opportunity. Again, looking to score big, created an opportunity. The fielder tried his best, but maybe he could have gotten to it. Okay, maybe he could have gotten to it, and just dive into his right, to his left, or probably sticking his arm out because it dropped just to his feet, huh? And he used his feet to prevent it from going over the rope. But again, 2 more runs to Brownie. That brings up the 50.
Oh, it's high in the air this time. A chance for a wicket. The fielder shortened man takes the catch, and it's always difficult running back. And he takes the catch, a good catch. And Andre Brown's miserable stay at the crease. He has to go. It comes to an end. And the Nazarites are really doing well here.
Yeah, definitely. Again, looking to pass that ball over that offside field, but again, making too much room and had to reach for it in the end. It was a bit shorter as well. And in the end, just sort of slicing across it. It got more or less the top edge. But the fielder, I give credit to the fielder, he had to turn, run backwards with the ball coming over his shoulder, and in the end had to stretch that reach a bit for it and took an excellent catch. Not only that, when he took the catch, he was running in celebration and almost ran over the boundary, on the boundary rope.
I hope he knows that that could have been six.
That could have been six. So that
Not
was
dangerously close.
correct. So I was looking at him running around, and just in my head, I was thinking, be aware, don't run over the rope. Please don't run over the rope. And smartly enough, he just ran around. His teammates stopped him, and he was able not to cross the ropes. So, as you rightly said, Andre Brown, his stay, his had to came to an end. I mean, it was really a troublesome innings for him. He just couldn't get going at all, and he had to go. So it's 51 for 3 now in the 11th over. Uh, Woodland in the spot of border here. It's fine in terms of not losing too many wickets. 3 wickets is fine, but they haven't been able to score. They haven't been able to rotate the strike, score the singles, even pick up the boundaries, which is very difficult. Marchand, he has picked up 2 wickets now in his turnover, 2 for 10.
Quick single. And the new man, Mullins, is off the mark, gets a single, brings Satran Ramaran onto strike, and his role is now so important going into this last 9.5 overs, especially with the fall of the set batsmen, both Brown and Terence Nannon going in quick succession, and for not much runs. It becomes, equally as important for Ramaran to try to get them closer 140, 150 maybe, and really become competitive in this final. And you can see that shot there, the pitch is slow. So he's playing with hard hands, and the ball is just popping off the bat. And he is someone that would adjust to that pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Losing that wicket of Andrew Brown is a big blow, but you said 140, 150. That is a reach. If they could get to 130, I think they would be very happy from this point on.
Shit down the ground again, and Marchand, you've got to give him credit. He's really putting out his best effort here. He dived across with his foot, almost like a sliding tackle, to try to stop that ball from getting past him. Just not able in the end.
Yeah, but again, it's a good delivery. It's a Yorker line delivery, and it's difficult for the batter to get under it to really try to hit it in over the infield. So it is excellent bowling from Marchand, and the Nazarites on the hold.
This time, Ramaran does it straight to the fielder to complete the 11. 54 for 3. To going at just under 5 and over. Not what you want in a final. But you got to give credit to the Nazarites. They bowled excellently.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
don't think there's
totally
been a
agree.
bad over in the game thus far from them.
Yeah, they have been bowling really well, and it's not just one bowler. All of them bowled well. They quickly realize, and I mentioned this before, they quickly realize the length to bowl on in this wicket. And pitched up, they get in the ball to move a bit, looking for those Yorkers. You haven't seen any short ball, probably one or two short balls so far. So it has been really good bowling, and you have to give credit to them because even in that last over, we saw a couple of deliveries. It was probably wasn't too full, and Rambaran wasn't able to go over the top with it to go straight down the ground because they're still getting some inward movement. So it really shows how good the bowling has been.
So Villafana is going to continue. Just the one over earlier on was pretty good. 5 runs off it. He is now in to bowl to Mullins, who is on two. Ramran as well on 2 of 6 deliveries. Mm, takes one over sometimes to get themselves going. And they've yet to have an over, a big over in this game. They've yet to see the money girls as well. No sixes in this innings. An appeal, and they've crashed into each other, and he's gone LBW. It looked pretty good from from the original look of it. The umpire took a while, and in the end sent him. So Mullins has to go, and Woodland are in further trouble here.
He was deep in the crease. Look at the front foot. The front foot is on the crease. I think that's an excellent decision.
Yeah, I think his out his front foot also came across the stumps a bit,
Yeah.
so it would have been hitting him on middle and off, and it's not doing that much. It would have gone on to crash into middle and leg maybe. So Mullins has to go. He gives his bat to the incoming batsman. That is Munwa, Cheyenne Munwa.
So again, credit for pitching up the deliveries, the ball, putting it in the right areas. That's excellent from the bowlers, and they have been rewarded. You must say for pitching up the ball, getting the ball to nip back a bit, and again, that one was a bit quicker than he expected because before he could even move forward, the ball was onto him. So it was a bit quicker, and a good decision by the umpire.
Yeah, you've got to give credit there. So Munwa is the new batsman. Villafana picking up his first wicket. And now it's becoming more and more important for Rambaran. Each wicket that falls, each not ball, and each good over that the Nazarites bowl, pressure is building on Rambaran on the other end.
Yeah, but the thing is now, with all that pressure building on him, he hasn't been able to get the strike as much as he can. And then now when he gets a strike, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna try to look for boundaries and then get a single at the last ball to try and maximize? So it put additional pressure on him in how he's gonna maneuver. What strategy is he gonna use for the rest of this inning? So it is not a good situation to be in for the Woodland at the moment.
Oh, this time it's a poorly lined delivery. He's going to run into the boundary for 4. And we just await the signal, and it's going to be run. So Munwa is off the mark with a boundary right away.
Well, that one was a bit too straight coming back in. It was on the pads, and all he had to do was get some bat on it. And he got enough bat on it, got it fine. That's finer than the fielder who's in the 30-yard circle at that short fine leg. And he managed to pick up 4 runs. So, poor delivery there from and that's Belafana after an excellent delivery to remove the previous batter.
Oh, that's much better from Villafana. He's getting the ball to finish on the stumps, and that is what's important at the moment. Because of that angle that he creates, where he gets the ball back into the right hander, you want to be on that fourth stump line. You want to finish as straight as possible on the stumps. Not only because it's a good area to work with, but if you hit the stumps, you get 100 in your hand.
Yeah, definitely. So you should be looking to attack the stumps as much as
Yeah,
possible.
I know, I would.
I'm sure I would have hit the stumps by now. Come on. How hard could it be? Come on.
Uh, I won't tell you anything. I'll leave you to think what you want to believe. I think if no batsman was there, then maybe.
If the batter is there, you're getting some movement. Come on, just bowl in swingers. Balafana into a good spell, 1 for 10 in his second.
Ramran looking to go big there, but because of the slowness of the wicket once again and the slowness of the bowlers as well, they're not, he's not facing the fastest bowlers, so it's becoming equally more difficult for him to really clear the ropes. He's really struggling 2 of 8. And anybody in Trinidad and Tobago who knows Satran Ramran, they know that that is not the way he operates at all. It's just
Definitely.
foreign territory for him at the moment. That one coming back in sharply once more. And it was a bit shorter. Caught Ramram by surprise, and he was able to push it into the offside for a single. But I think it's a good thing because you want him facing more of the balls. If there's 8 overs left, that's 48 deliveries. You want Ramram to face at least 30 of those,
45?
or maybe 45, yeah. Ideally, because
Yeah, he wants to maximize, and that's what I said in the previous over. The strategy he has to adopt now. Maybe look to get a boundary or two in the first four balls, 4 deliveries, and then look for that rotation of the strike. Look for that single. Even self, if it's one ball for the other batter to face, at least it's sort of a free hit, if you wish. Try to get a boundary. If not, that's fine. We're good with that because Rambaran would be in strike for the next over. And it is not a good strategy considering you have 8 overs remaining. Maybe when you reach like the 15th over, you could do something like that. But because it's so much pressure now on Rambaran, I'm not sure what the rest of the baton is like. So, and Ramran believes that he has to be the one to bat throughout, which is true, but he has to do the bulk of the scoring. So it's additional pressure on him. But I think he shouldn't look to do too much now. Probably just bat around to the 15th over and then try and see if they can go. Probably let the other batter see if they can try and hit the ball, score some runs. That he has to bat to the very end.
so Smith is in, and that is high in the air. And that is going to be the first maximum of the innings. And I think Satran Ramran is going to be batted with his wallet in his pocket. I'm not seeing.
Well, the
Oh,
money
there
girl
they
is out.
go.
The money girl is out. Um, just waiting. Let's see. Yes, there's the money girl. She's running out to give Rambaran his 100. So he collects his 100.
And
And
he's going to leave it in the hands of the umpire.
you see, that's where I would have come in as a financial advisor. I would have just collected. It would have saved him the trouble. It would have been a lot easier. But again, the money girl is out, which is all part of the entertainment for the tournament.
You can see Ramran there just telling her to. He doesn't want to put it into his pocket and lose it. This time, a good delivery from Smith. A Yorker length delivery. And Ramran does well to keep it out. But they need a lot more where that came from. Oh, that's lovely from Ramran, using the innovation. But the fielder is well placed down at deep backward square. Ramran is gone. He's gone through for 2. And he's a very fit and very quick cricketer. He gets across in time. And excellent in the end from both him and Munwa. Ramran called very early there, and that was what was important.
And not just that, the call early. He was quick in the first one, turned quickly, and he was quickly back. Yeah, he was in.
Way in.
Yeah, that dive in the end saved him, actually. But what happened was he was quickly to the non-strikers and turned quickly, and he was back in a flash. The other batter, that's Munwa, he wasn't looking for the second. But when he looked up, he saw Rembrandt herring down the wicket, and he had no choice but to go. So that's excellent running from Rembrandt.
Oh, this time it's just straight. It's off the hand of the bowler, and it's hit the stumps. The umpire is gonna have a word with the square leg umpire, which he has nothing to do with the play here. I'm not sure what she's going to confer here. Let's have a look at it again. The ball hit the stumps. That's the one thing we're sure of. We're not quite sure just yet if it's hit the bowler's hand on the way. The umpire has a decision.
Well, the bowler is saying that it did hit his hand. He is sure about that. And well, the umpire is saying out. So he has to go. Munwa has to go.
But is that a direct hit run out? I believe it is. So the money
Well,
girl
if
should be on
Mulgrew
the
should be
way.
on the way, it is.
It's one of those technicalities where you could save 100 here.
Well, I'm not seeing the money girls anywhere. So, well, maybe they're saying it only if the fielder, collects the ball and throw it into the stump. But
I
but
see a money man walking up, but I don't think, I think that's the
no, come
water
on,
boy.
that's a water boy. Come on. Come on, Liam. You can do better than that.
So the new batsman is going to be, it looks like Omar Samuels. And well, it's gone from bad to worse here
Well,
for the
it
Woodland FC team.
yeah, it is not what they wanted, and you have to give credit there for the bowler in his follow through. He would have been here now to his left and to go back to his right to get his hand out there. That was excellent.
Well, I have a question for you here, Ronnie. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to give me the answer, but the name of this team is Woodland FC. FC usually stands for football club. So what's the correlation here? Is there something that I'm missing, or
Well, maybe they are a football club and they play cricket as well. Remember,
I
these
know
are
Woodland SC is Woodland Sports Club, and
right,
they are a team in the Premiership Two division. I
correct,
played for them before,
correct.
but
But remember, this is sort of what you call the minor league cricket. So, you would have like probably a little community team playing this sort of thing, or some friends who line on the side of the road decide, okay, yeah, we're gonna, come together and play, come with a team and play. And probably, yes, it's probably a football club. And, fellas, generally in the village area, you have guys playing football, cricket, everything. You have guys playing everything in the area. So maybe yes, they are a football club, and you guys play a lot of cricket too. So that's why they probably would bring outside players to make up get some of the good players, as like the invited player like Ramber and Andre Brong, to really get a good team in.
so that is the end of 13. A single to close off 70 for 5 at the end of it. And Ram Moran, he's on 12. Samuel's just getting off the mark there. It's going to be interesting to see now if they're going to continue with. In fact,
Villafana,
yeah, I think Villafana bowled a pretty good over last time, but it's not going to be him. It's going to be the man to open the bowling from the northern end. I
yes,
think he's going to have
Mitchell,
a
yes,
switch,
looks like
Mitchell.
Mitchell, yeah.
Oh, yep, it's going to be Mitchell. 2 overs, 1 for 5. What an opening spell it was. He is back into the attack now, and he is going to be looking to continue on that first note.
And I mean, yes, you want to rotate the bowlers. You don't want the batter to get settled, but you have a new batter in Samuels. Why not allow Villafana to continue? He bowled 2 brilliant overs. He picked up a wicket. You'd want him to continue, and I would have allowed him, give him another over. Maybe they feel Rambran is on the attack and probably would take him to the cleaners, but he bowled a pretty good over. I would have continued because now you bowled your premier bowler in the 14th. You only have one to bowl him to the end.
Well, I think they're going to use Villafana in the end now, considering that he's bowled well and appeal for LBW. This time, Samuels is walking across the stumps, so maybe that one just hit him outside the off stump and they get through for a leg by.
Yeah, definitely, probably. Let's have a look at it outside the off stump. Yeah. Well,
Well,
actually, no, that it looks pretty good because he was standing outside the off stump, but the ball was pitched probably middle and leg. Yeah,
I think it could also be going down leg.
yeah.
That's
Well,
also an option.
that's what I'm saying.
Uh,
Pitch middle and leg probably going down.
the batsman was, oh, that's a big hit from Rambran. It's high in the air. The fielder settles underneath it, and it's gone over his head. He can't take the catch, and Rambran picks up 6 runs, and he picks up another $100 bill.
Well, yeah, again, pitched up outside the off stump, and he goes with that shot. The fielder settled under it. He thought he had a chance,
And
but
Ramran sends back the money girl and he says, leave it with the manager.
of course, you see, that's why you need a financial advisor. So I would have just collected it for him and give him $100 at the end. But again, the fielder settled nicely on it. Maybe he should have. That's Marchand. But I think he wasn't sure where he would in terms of with respect to the ropes. And in the end, he stepped on the rope and had no chance.
On his ball there! Ramran has to go! That is the big wicket that they have been looking for! And Saturn Rambaran has to go. A slow ball. He threw everything at that and seemed to just get the inside half of the bat. And he tucked it on to his off stump. And there comes the money girl again. She's having a hard time out there. She's been back and forth all game. And after a quiet first half, she's been called to action. And $100 goes into the pocket of
Mitchell?
bowler Mitchell.
Yeah.
Well, another twist in this one after Ramran seemed to be starting to hit the ball well and get going. He is bowled all over the shop. And the new batsman coming in, it looks like it's going to be the skipper, Marlon Pratap Singh.
Yeah. Man, he's the captain. No, Marlon pretty well. Played some win ball cricket with him. He's a hard hitting batter, let's put it this way.
He's going to need some big shots now because at this stage, the projected score is at the moment 114, which is definitely not going to be enough. And with just 4 wickets in hand, it's going to be pretty much hard for them to even get to that because of the slow nature of the wicket one and how well the bowlers have bowled.
Yeah, and with the loss of Ramran, that would really be an important factor there. With him there, you probably would be looking at 120, 130, but definitely it's going to be a lot different now. But it will be Marlon. Yeah, again, you can see he would just looking to throw the bat. Front foot just going down the wicket and looking to throw the bat to that. But you have to give credit to Mitchell here. That was excellent bowling. Being pitched it up and being hit over mid wicket for a huge six. And well, I wouldn't say a huge six, it just went over. But he came back well, pulled his leg back, and was able to hit the stumps. This time it's on the offside, and a chance for a run out, but the ball hit. That's Marlon as he was running to the non-striker's end, and that's just a single in the end. Well, the fielder thought he had a chance of getting $100 there had he hit the stump direct, but in the end, he didn't. But Mitchell, what a spell this is! 2.5 and has delivery in his third over, 2 for 12.
He's down the track this time and runs it through for a quick single at the end of 14 now. 79 for 6. Another good over for the opening bowler Mitchell. 8 runs off it is the most expensive over in this game thus far, but even the 6 that Rambran hit, he was almost caught on the boundary, so it really was not bad at all from Mitchell.
Yeah, definitely, it was a good over in the end because he wouldn't have mind that six in picking up the wicket of Rambaran in the end. That is the major blow, a big blow, I would say, for Woodland in losing Rambaran, who was now getting going. He hit a couple sixes and he was looking to explode, but not. That was the end of the fireworks. The fireworks ended early for him, and Woodland FC in a spot of border here, 79 for 6 after 14. It's gonna be
Smith again.
Smith here. Smith to continue.
His final over now. 3 overs for 25. He's been the most expensive of the lot today. And Samuels is down the track again. He actually took a step across his off stump, and you could tell that he has the ability to hit a long ball. He's just not getting the connection at the moment.
Well, both batters would just be looking to hit the ball, but they have to be wary now. If you are going to go all out attack and you don't middle them and you get out, you run the risk of being bowled out because you're already 6 wickets down and you run the risk of being bowled out. We still have 5.5 overs to go. So they have to, that's something they have to be aware of as well. So are we going to go all out attack or are we going to just consolidate a bit?
Smith going for the Yorker there. Brilliant bit of work from Mitchell in the field there. A diving effort, definitely saving 1 run. And he has really put in a really good performance for his team. He's picked up 2 wickets, including Rambaran, and he's been on a live wire in the field.
Yeah, stop a number of deliveries. Well, balls in the outfield saved up probably about 5 runs already.
Simon, skipper Marlon, he's driving into the offside for 1. Singles aren't going to do it at the moment.
But I don't think it's a bad option. Probably for the next couple of overs. Remember, we were saying looking at that 15th over, which is now to really look to launch after that 15th over. So maybe give themselves a couple overs because you do want to leave it too deep, right? But you don't want to go all out now and lose wickets in clumps. So maybe a couple of overs, give themselves a chance. The last 3 try and launch.
Oh, this time it's down the leg side. It's a faster ball. The keeper is not able to collect, and it's going to be the
No
umpire
ball.
signal no ball. So a front foot no ball, and it has run into the boundary for 4.
So it's a front foot no ball. The ball, well, that would be 4 buys. So let's have a look. That's as
Yeah,
close.
it seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, I think that's a bit harsh.
Uh, 5 runs added to the total, and more importantly, a free hit for Samuels, who he's looking to go big, but he's not getting connection. He has a chance to throw everything at this, and that's a brilliant delivery. But there is no one down at the short fine leg, and Samuels is going to come back and get 2 runs. So
Yeah, that's excellent delivery for free hit. Yorker length delivery. And this was the one that was the wide before, but the free hit was an excellent delivery, and he managed to get the bat down in time and was able to pick up 2 runs. You can see Samuel is struggling a bit. He seems to be winded at the moment with a couple of runs.
So he fixes one down the leg side. That should run away for 4. And it does. This is really poor from a bowler of the quality of Niga Smith. And he's saying that because the reason that those runs are being scored there is because Omar Samuels is taking that step across the wicket. But all that means is that you had a bowl
Outside
outside
your
the off stump. You can't
correct.
keep bowling straight. Because the reason Samuels is doing that is to open up that area where there's no
Mhm.
one at
Yeah,
45.
correct. So
Oh,
now he has shifted the field a bit wider,
yeah,
so to
almost like
cover
a
some
fine
of
leg.
yeah, and he should have been at that position initially. So he has now shifted the fielder to that position. But again, you are putting the fielder for a bad delivery.
Yeah, he has the ball outside the off stump.
Correct.
If Samuels goes, you follow him. You don't leave. That's a good delivery. That's an appeal for LBW.
It's a
And the
chance to
umpire
run
said,
out.
and I think that's it. I think he's gone, and he is. So it looks like that's the end of Samuels. He has to go. He was sent back by the man at the non-strikers, then the skipper Marlon Pratap Singh. But it's Marlon's call. So if Marlon said
Said,
no early on, it's not a run.
that is where he was going. he missed the ball completely to begin with. It trickled out into the offside. It went straight to the fielder. The fielder just running, collected the ball and threw it to the keeper. Where was he going? In the end, it wasn't a direct hit, so it's not $100.
And the money good is going to get a chance to catch up, Brett.
Yeah. So it went to the keeper and the keeper hit the bill. So, but in the end, it's another wicket fall in here. It's 92 for 7 now after 15 overs. But again, 7 wickets down. This is not good. Projected score is 123. If they get to that, that'll be excellent. But at the moment, the rate they are going to be bowled out pretty soon. Because again, they're just giving the wickets away. There was no need to run there. You already had a good over. You picked up probably what, four, that's five, that's nine, probably around 10 runs in the over already. Why were you going for that single? You had no idea where the ball was after it hit your pad. Secondly, the non-striker, which is your captain, is telling you no. Where were you going? So in the end, a gifted wicket to Nazarite. They would be happy with that, of course. It's 7 wickets down. The new batter, Harry Prasad, Anil Harry Prasad.
And it's going to be Mitchell to continue this one. Driving. It's a thick outside edge. And Smith is down there at third man. Gets around quickly. And only a single for the skipper.
So it's Mitchell to bowl out. Well, I would have held him back, but the captain is saying now, well, all out attack. He's trying to get wickets, your premier bowlers. But I would have held him back, bring back Velafano or um, from that end, the other bowler who bowled from that end besides Villafana,
So
Dick.
Irwin Dickard yet. An appeal! Not out, says the umpire.
Maybe some bat.
Mitchell is very unhappy with that decision. I'd like to take a look at that again.
Let's see if it's some bat involved.
I think it's maybe going down leg because he is batting out of his crease as well.
Well,
It's pretty close.
probably the bat is close to the pad. Probably impact is outside the off stump as well. We are not directly behind, so it's there's some doubt there. So umpire decision is final. This time he's getting some bat into it, working it into the onside, picks up a single. And that's March on the outside there. That's all it's going to be. So Mitchell into his final over, 2 for 15. That's an excellent spell for him. It's exactly what the captain would have wanted from your new ball bowler.
And he's come in, he's controlled the middle overs quite well. He's used, as you just saw, that change of pace, the Yorker. And he has been able, he got Rambaran with a slower ball as well. So he has been able to really come into his own here in the middle overs as well after a good start. He was 1 for 5 after 2. And he's now
again pitching the ball up. This is excellent. And it's a chance for an opportunity. A direct hit. Oh, a direct hit. And that would have been the end of, is it Harry Prasad? Yes, Harry Prasad. He had enough time there, Mitchell. Look at his excellent work. He had enough time to settle himself and throw the ball. Wow, he would have been well out. He probably had more time than he expected there, Mitchell.
I think so.
And had he just settled himself a little bit and give himself a second or two to aim, he would have hit that stump, getting the wicket and getting another $100 in his pocket. But Harry Prasad survives. Another dot ball. It's excellent stuff from Mitchell. And we saw Mitchell on the outfield as well. Diving around, stopping the ball.
He is a good fielder.
Yeah, definitely. This
Quick
time,
single once more.
a bit of circus work there from the fielder at extra cover. Sort of behind the back pass, trying to outsmart the non-striker. He did well to get it sort of close to that wicket and didn't wait a while. So at the end of 16 overs, Woodland FC, remember, they were put into bat by the Nazarites. They are 96 for 7.
Yeah, a good spell comes to an end. 17 off his 4 overs, 2 wickets as well. So his night is complete with the ball, and it looks like it's going to be Marchand now.
To finish, yeah.
He's going to bowl his final over, 3 overs, 2 for 13. He's been excellent as well.
Yeah, all the bowlers have been really good. Well, apart from Smith, he went for 20 odd runs. But apart from him, all the bowlers were really good. The fast bowlers, I would say them, because he seemed to be the only spinner so far, Smith. But all the pacers bowled really well. They pitched the ball up, put it in the right areas, got a bit of movement, and made it difficult for the batters to score runs quite easily, even Wicket. But I think the 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 batters missed a trick. And yes, the bowlers were bowling really well, but look to try and rotate the strike, push the ball into the gaps and get a single. At least get 3, 4 singles in the over. But they haven't been able to do that. This time Marchand pushes the ball. Sorry, that's Haripasad pushes the ball into the cover region and he gets off strike. So a lot will depend on the captain, Marlon Faratap Singh. He would have a lot to do with the bat here. And he's very capable. He can hit the ball a long way. But are they going to bowl it in the areas where he would fancy himself hitting the ball?
And that's it. They've been pretty disciplined all night, and they've used the variations of pace and the Yorkers to good effect this time. Another dot.
Yeah, this is excellent going by the bowlers. Have really made life difficult for the batters here. Marchand to continue. This one is cut away and catch taken straight to the fielder at backward point, who took a low catch to his right and he scooped it up from the ground. Let's have a look. This is excellent
Yeah, that's
from the
Silas
fielder.
Cooper. That's Silas Cooper there at backward point. It really was a good catch. And once again, Marchand bowling to his field well. He was bowling for him to cut. There's a third man at a backward point, and it worked very well to his effect. 97 for 8 now, and Marchand picks up a third.
Yeah, I mean, it was hit hard. It was short and wide. It was hit hard by uh, uh, Marlon, but he hit it just to the right, low down to the fielder, that's Cooper, and he took a nice, smart catch low down. And uh, Partap Singh has to go. Uh, he didn't really do too well with the bat as you would have expected. Being the captain of the team, he would want to contribute a bit more. But in the end, he has to go, and it's 8 wickets down. Just 2 more wickets to get here for the Nazarites.
Javed Ramdani is the new batsman, and ideally, the Nazarites would want to bowl down Woodland here before they even get to 100.
That would be excellent if they could do that. It only takes 2 deliveries to finish the innings at the moment. It's 2 wickets required. Ramdani, see what he can do with the bat. But again, good ball in here by the Nazarites. Marchand in particular. This one again. And with his action, as you pointed out earlier, he's going to get the ball to come back into the right-handers. And he's bowling a nice line in terms of just outside the off stop and getting that ball to come back in. So because of that inward movement, now the batters, they are afraid to go through the line, to hit straight down the ground. Because if they miss, it's going to hit the wicket.
You're right about that. This time, opening the face again, a quick single. Mitchell had a shy at it.
Hypersad again into the act in terms of running. Running don't seem to be the best part of his game. He was involved in a couple of opportunities early on. Still there. Still fighting on for his team. He's 3 from 5 deliveries. But they would need him to do a lot more with the bat. Some big hits.
Oh, he's looking a cut there. Misses out. So a good finish to the over for Marchand.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. I'm Brian Loutrick. I can't remember. It's the SSPL T20 Cricket Fiesta 2025 finals between Woodland FC and Nazarite. Nazarite, they won the toss and elected to bowl first. And what a decision it was. At the moment, the Woodland FC, they are 97 for 8. Dick continues. This time he's well forward, 99 for 8 now. This time he's well forward, pushing this one back to the bowler. That's- This one is worked away into the onside. It's just going to be a single. So at the moment, it's just a matter of singles for the batters. And it is not bad in terms of just getting the singles, rotate the strike, and try to so two things. Two things could happen. Two. So it's two things can happen. Is either the last two batters, either they're just going to swing their bat, try to get as much runs as possible, or try and bat out the 20 overs. And we always say a Cardinalson is not batting out your overs. So it is a difficult decision for them to make at this point in time with 2 wickets remaining. But I think probably work the ball around, see if you can get as much runs as possible. Probably the bad ball, look to put it over the boundary.
Oh, slow delivery again there.
Because you really don't want to get bull out before your 20 overs. If you're chasing and it's kind of difficult, you're in a position, maybe yes, you can go and try to swing the bat. But you are setting a total, so you want to try and maximize, but as much as the overs as you can. So maybe it would be a better decision just to push the ball around and try and score.
Was and take off the outside edge, and they both at the middle of the wicket at the moment. But Smith at point did not.
Well, maybe they were just trying to discuss what's the plan for the rest of the innings. So they stopped in the middle, had a discussion, and then went back to their respective ends. That's all I can see happen. Because what's the point in trying to go for the run and both batters in the middle, and then you go back to your respective end? You already run the run just halfway. So it's really amazing. But anyway, at the end of it, that it's 100 up. It's 100 for 8. 100 for 8 at the end of 18. So it's 100 for 8 at the end of 18. And it's going to be Villafana. So he's not going to bowl out because he's going to bowl the 19th over.
Well, they've now got to bowl somebody in the 20th over that's not bowled. So Villafana should have bowled the last over. And they could have come in and bowled now. So a bit of a blunder for the captain really into this final here.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I said he probably was thinking about bowling out Mitchell early on to try and pick up wickets, but then you have to figure out how much bowlers you have remaining, how much overs you have remaining, and how you're going to rotate them to get them to bowl out. Because as it stands now, Belafana, he's into his two over 1 for 12, and he's not going to bowl out.
Oh, it's a big hit. And it's going to run very close to the boundary with the fielder, Cooper. Is putting out the tricks here, gets it back in, and they pick up 2 runs.
Well, good work initially to get to the ball, but then when the momentum was
Oh,
taking him over the ropes,
I think Cooper said that was 4.
well, he's telling the umpires he doesn't know. He is not sure. Well, he has the ball in his hand while he was across the rope.
Oh, that's
So,
high in the air. This time, chance of a wicket. The bowler is underneath it. Drops it. And they get through for the single.
well, a chance created. That one went straight up in the air. The bowler called it. He called for it, settled on it. Well, he wasn't sure if he was going to go reverse cup or hands facing down.
So he sort of went in the middle. It didn't
Ball-
work out for him in the end. So 3 deliveries left in this over. Oh, it's hit straight to the man, and that is a wonderful catch from the fielder there. It looks like Irwin Nick. He takes a blinder, and that is the end of Rampasad, is it? Hari Prasad.
Hari Prasad. Yeah, Hari Prasad goes. Well, it seems that the previous catch was too easy. That's why it was dropped. Because he took the harder catch. The fielder took the harder catch in the end. But just look at the catches that they took. It was all difficult catches. And the one easy catch, the fielder was allowed to settle. The bowler himself, he dropped it. So maybe
I
they
think I think Irwin Nick deserves $100 for that catch.
Well, if I was a financial advisor, I would have worked it out for him so he could get his $100. But I'm not at this point in time. So, but again, an excellent catch. And again, we keep mentioning the field and the outfield from the Nazarites has been very good, have been exceptional. The catching in particular, barring that one drop catch from the bowler, that's Belafana himself. But he can't blame anyone for that. So, so he can't blame anyone. But his field made up for it in the end with that wonderful catch.
So the final wicket now, and they would want to bowl the team down so they don't have to worry about who's going to bowl the last over. It starts off with a wide. Because whoever bowls the last over is going to have to be someone who has not bowled for the game just yet. Somebody's going to have to come in for the first time today and bowl in the final over of the innings. Which is not the worst thing in the world considering number 10 and number 11 are at the wicket. So they won't mind it too much, but he's looking to cut this time straight to the man at point, and there's no run.
That wasn't a bad shot from your number 11 of the back foot, just cutting that one, front foot in the air, but straight to the fielder. Had it been in a gap, that would have been an excellent shot. He would have been really proud of that. You'd have been going back to the opening batters. You all do it.
What was all the fuss about? It's easy out here.
Exactly.
Final delivery now coming up after the 19th over. And, he's kept it out. He's just kept it out.
That's where the FCK comes from. That's where the FC comes from. That's excellent footwork from. It shows some very good soccer skills, football skills there. And let's have a look at it again. Chopped it on, and look at that. Oh, that's brilliant. That's a brilliant volley.
Cleared off the line.
Yeah, he would have been proud of that. As a defender, he would have been proud of that. His keeper would have been happy.
Who is going to bowl this final over here? Well, it looks like it's going to be with Nick, but he's bowled 4 overs already.
Okay, well,
The first ball is pulled away, so not sure if it's a rule that we're unaware of or what, but maybe the umpires have made a mistake and they've not realized what's going on here. But
I don't think everyone would make that mistake. Well, it's going to be Dick the Bull. This one is hit straight back past the bowler. They're going to get one, and that's all it's going to be. It's 108. Two singles so far, 107 for 9. But they bat this out, these two batters. Well, it looked like a shot, an inside edge. The keeper did well to get a glove to it, but it seems like just didn't manage to hold on. And he's signaling to his dugout that it wasn't an inside edge. He would say that because he didn't take the catch. But it's going to be Irwin to continue. This one is hammered straight to the fielder who drops it. Well, well, well. Again, it went straight to him. He had all the time to guard himself, reaching forward a bit for it. And in the end, didn't take the catch. Well, he was going forward in the end and probably hit him on the palm and just bobbling out. So, is it Ramdani survives? So Ramdani gets a life, another life. That's the second time he's dropped. So the blemish in the end here for Ram for the Feelers.
yeah, good slow ball there, that one behind, coming from the back of the arm, almost like a leg spinner. It's a pretty good variation oh, into his final delivery now, 109 for 9. And it's really not the biggest total here. Should be a walk in the park for the Nazarites as the final delivery comes up and they get just a single to finish off the innings. So 110 for 9 at the end of 20. And you've got to give credit to the Nazarites. They've been excellent with the ball in hand. A couple of mistakes in the field within the last 2 overs only. But before that, they were excellent.
Yeah, definitely they should have bowled out the Woodland FC in that 20th over. But in the end, after 20, remember Nazarites they won the toss and elected to bowl first. In the end, Woodland batting first. They only managed to get 110 for 9 in their 20 overs. Rama he remained not out on one. Ramdani got a couple chances. He was 9 not out. And so join us in a few minutes as we will be back to see if the Nazarites, if they would be able to chase down this 111 for victory to win this finals and take home the trophy.
So we are back here and with some unfortunate news. There is not going to be a continuation of this game. It's not anything to do with the outfield, but because of the fact that the covers were, it took a bit long to get the covers onto the pitch. There's some wet spots that developed, and it has been deemed unplayable. So at the end of it, after batting first and getting 109 runs on the board, the Woodland team would be pretty happy with this result, I think, because the game is called off and both teams are going to split the trophy. So that is the result here. Disappointing way to end the tournament, but uh, when there's nothing you can really do about the weather. So that is going to be all from us here live at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. The result is not there is a no result, and in the end, both teams will split the trophy and would both be recognized as the Southern Sports Premier League champions. Thank you and good night.